The Galactic Academy prided itself on being the most prestigious educational institution in the Orion Arm. Species from 100 worlds sent their brightest offspring to learn among the stars. It was meant to be a place of harmony and intellectual growth. Tech wasn't experiencing much of either. The young Vril stood alone in the Academy's vast atrium, his 4 eyes downcast as he clutched his datapad. His iridescent skin, normally a vibrant blue, had faded to a dull gray, a physiological response to stress that his species couldn't control. The transparent membranes that protected his eyes fluttered nervously. "Look, it's changing colors again," whispered a Centaurian student loudly enough for Tech to hear. A group of upperclassmen snickered, their various appendages and sensory organs oriented toward the solitary Vril. Tech's homeworld, Vrilla, had only joined the Galactic Confederation 3 years ago. Their species was still a novelty, their customs misunderstood, their physiology the subject of crude jokes. Being the only Vril at the Academy made Tech an easy target. "I heard they eat their own molted skin," another student, a towering proximan with chitinous plates, added. "Is that true, Skin Eater?" Tech's second eyelids closed in shame. It was a sacred Vril tradition to ceremonially consume a small piece of their shed skin during their coming-of-age ritual, a private, meaningful practice now twisted into something disgusting for others' amusement. He tried to walk away, but the proximan blocked his path. "I'm talking to you, Skin Eater. Don't your 4 eyes work?" "Please, I just want to get to class," Tech murmured, his translator implant giving his words a slight mechanical quality the others often mocked. "Your translator sounds broken." "Maybe you should eat it too," the Centaurian said, reaching out to flick one of Tech's sensory filaments painfully. Tech flinched, dropping his datapad. When he bent to retrieve it, the proximan kicked it across the atrium floor. The others laughed as Tech shuffled after it, his skin now almost white with distress. The datapad slid to a stop at a pair of boots. Human boots. A hand, 5-fingered, pink-skinned, undeniably human, picked up the device. "I think you dropped this," said a calm voice. Tech looked up to see a human student standing there. He was of average height for his species, with dark hair and eyes that reflected the atrium's light in a way that made them seem to hold stars. The name badge on his uniform read Tom. Humans were relatively new to the Academy, too. Earth had joined the Confederation only a decade before Vrilla, but they'd integrated quickly, earning a reputation for adaptability and unpredictability. This human Tom held out the datapad with a steady hand. "Thank you," Tech said, accepting it carefully. "No problem," Tom replied, then glanced at the group of bullies who had fallen silent. "Everything okay here?" The proximan straightened to its full height, nearly 2 meters taller than the human. "This doesn't concern you, Earther." Tom smiled, but there was something in his expression that made even the massive proximan hesitate. "Actually, it does," Tom said, stepping beside Tech. "Academy Code of Conduct, Section 3, Paragraph 2. All sentient beings are to be treated with the dignity and respect afforded to valued members of the galactic community." He tapped his temple. "Photographic memory comes in handy." The Centaurian hissed. "You're outnumbered, human." "Interesting observation," Tom replied, his smile unwavering, but incorrect. He gestured around the atrium. Several Academy staff members had noticed the confrontation and were moving closer. 2 other humans from different classes had also paused nearby, watching with alert expressions. "Humans have this thing called pack behavior," Tom continued conversationally. "We tend to notice when one of us stands up to a group, and we tend to back each other up." He shrugged. "Old evolutionary trait. Can't seem to shake it." The proximan clicked its mandibles in irritation, backed away. "Whatever. The Skin Eater isn't worth the trouble." As the group dispersed, Tom turned to Tech. "Are you all right?" Tech's skin had begun to return to its natural blue. "Yes, thank you. But why did you help me? You don't even know me." Tom shrugged. "Don't need to. Where I come from, standing up to bullies is just what you do." He held out his hand. "I'm Tom, by the way. First year xenobiology, Tech. First year astrophysics. Tech hesitantly extended a three-fingered hand to shake Tom's five-fingered one. Cool, Tom said, as if interspecies differences were the most natural thing in the universe. I'm heading to the cafeteria. Want to join? Fair warning. I've been told my jokes are terrible across all known languages. For the first time in weeks, Tech felt his mouth organs form what humans would recognize as a smile. Over the following months, Tom and Tech became unlikely friends. Tom introduced Tech to other humans who welcomed him without hesitation. Tech taught Tom about Vril culture, explaining the significance of their traditions. Tom listened without judgment. The bullying didn't stop immediately, but it decreased. When the Proximan and his friends saw Tech was no longer alone, they found easier targets. But something unexpected happened. Tom and his human friends didn't just protect Tech. They started standing up for other bullied students too. Why do humans do this? Tech asked Tom, one day as they watched a human classmate intervene when a small Aldebaranian was being harassed. Your species is physically weaker than many others here. It's not logical to risk yourselves. Tom considered this. I guess we've learned that staying silent when someone's being mistreated makes you part of the problem. On Earth, we've made that mistake too many times. We're trying to do better. By the semester's end, the humans at the Academy had developed a reputation. Other species began to join them, standing up when they witnessed injustice. The Academy administration took notice, implementing stricter anti-bullying protocols. Tech's skin now stayed consistently blue. He walked the halls with confidence, no longer alone. And when a new Vril student arrived the following year, Tech was the first to welcome them, with his human friend right beside him. In the vast and ancient Galactic Confederation, humanity was still finding its place. But in the simple act of standing up for those who couldn't stand up for themselves, they had already made their mark among the stars.